of China's most disturbing unsolved mysteries and will have you rethink taking the bus from now on. This story happened on November 14th, 1995 in Beijing at midnight. Bus 375 was the last bus of the night and its destination was Fragrant Hills. The weather was strange that night and it was bitterly cold while the wind was harsh. On board were the driver and a conductor. It soon picked up 4 passengers, an old lady, a young couple, and a young man. As the bus drove through the night, it was disturbingly quiet and in a remote area where there was no other vehicles on the road. The driver eventually spotted figures standing on the side of the road, waving at the bus. The driver stopped, and when the doors opened, 3 people got on. All 3 were dressed in traditional Chinese robes from the Qing dynasty, and their faces were deathly pale. 2 of the men were carrying the 3rd man between them, holding him up by his shoulders. The man in the middle looked almost dead. They didn't say a single word as they went to sit on the back of the bus. The passengers on the bus were freaked out by the strangers and glanced nervously at each other, confused on what these people were doing in the middle of nowhere. None of the passengers said a word. A deep sense of dread filled the bus, making the passengers nervous. The young couple got off on the next stop, and then suddenly the old lady jumped to her feet and hit the young man sitting in front of her. She started shouting and yelling, telling everyone that he had stolen her purse. The old woman grabbed him by the collar and demanded that the driver let them off the bus immediately so she could bring him to the police station. When the bus stopped, the old lady dragged the young man out. "I did nothing wrong. Why are you taking me to the police station?" the young man asked. "There is no police station," the old lady replied. "I just saved your life." The old lady explained that the 3 strangers that got on the bus were ghosts. She explained that as they were getting on the bus, a gust of wind lifted their robes. She saw that none of the 3 men had bodies. The next day, bus 375 did not report to the station. It had vanished along with the driver and the female conductor. The police searched the entire city but couldn't find a single trace of it. 2 days later, the police eventually found the missing bus. It was submerged in the reservoir about 60 miles from Fragrant Hills. Inside the bus, they discovered 3 decomposed bodies. When the police examined the fuel tank, they found it was filled with blood. They questioned the old woman and the young man, but they dismissed their story and decided that they were mentally ill. No one knows what really happened, and investigators are baffled at the supernatural speed that the bodies decomposed. The police even did an investigation of all the security camera tapes on each entrance leading to the reservoir, but the bus wasn't seen in any of them.